In this video we're going to go over programs 7.3 and 7.4 from your textbook. These are found on pages 104 and 105. So the program 7.3 is just a continuation of the program that we did before, 7.2. So this, just to remind you, we wrote this program to create a data set called demo that reads from this file, the demographic txt file, right? And we asked SAS to create this data set, and these are the names of the variables for the different columns of the file. And we run that. We got a data set like this with 6 columns. So the ID column, the gender column, age, height, weight, and political affiliation, party, right? And 5 observations. So that's the data set that we read from the demographic file, okay? Now let's say that you want to summarize this data set, you want to compute frequencies for the character variables. We learn how to do that by using tasks and utilities, right? You can go to tasks, statistics, and say, okay, one-way frequencies, and use the data set here, work data set, in the data set in the work library, the demo data set, and then say, okay, I want a frequency table for let's say gender, and also for political affiliation, party. Oh no, not the ID. I want the party. Okay. Okay, there you go. And then you run that. And we'll get a frequency table for gender and another frequency table for political affiliation. You see? For gender, you know, you have female and male, 3 females, 2 males in the sample, and then you also have the graphs, the bar charts. You could, you know, if you want, you can suppress the plots or not. We learned this last chapter, on chapter 6, right? And also you have the table for political affiliation, 1 Democrat, 2 Independents, 3 Republicans. These are the percentages and so on. So that we did that with the point and click interface of SAS Studio. But if you read here, it says the freq procedure. So now we're going to learn how to do this same operation by writing code, by writing a program. We're going to use the proc-freq, the frequency procedure, basically. Right? So, so let me delete this. So now once you have the data set created, it's called demo, right? Now you want to compute frequencies on it, right? So how do you do that? Well, first you could, in the book they like putting titles on everything. I will just follow along, but you don't, the title is optional, okay? So this is going to be the title for the table that you're going to create, the frequency tables, or the output that you're going to create. And then let's say I'm just going to call it frequencies for demo, and then semicolon, do not forget. And then we want to summarize the dataset demo, or get the frequencies for 2 variables, right? For gender and party. So how do we do that? Well, we use a procedure, proc. So this is a proc step. We saw the proc step before with proc print, which basically prints the data set. This is doing some summary of the data set. This is creating frequency tables. So proc freq. And you have to say, okay, well, what data set am I applying this procedure to? Well, I'm applying this proc-freq procedure, the frequency procedure, to the demo data set, right? Again, it's not sensitive to whether it's uppercase or lowercase, but let's just keep it the same. Semicolon. Now, you have to tell SAS what variables you want to tabulate. So inside the procfreq procedure, you're going to write a statement called tables, and then you're going to say what variables you want to tabulate. So in this case, we want to tabulate gender and party. And then semicolon, and then run, and let's see what this gives us. We're running this. There you go. We get the tables, the frequency tables. Okay, so the proc frequency will give you the tables, the frequency tables only. Now you could also modify or add some options to the proc frequency. For example, one of the options that you have is to say, okay, I want the tables to be in decreasing order of frequency. Okay, so from largest to smallest. You will do that by adding after data an order statement, or an order option in this case. Order equals freq. So basically you are sorting the table, or ordering the table by frequency. And if you run that, you get the same tables, but order by frequency in descending order. So you see 3 and 2, 2, 2 and 1, so in descending order. Now you can also add things like in the tables option, you can add no CUM. That means not cumulative. You don't want the cumulative percentages. Let's say you only want the frequency and the percentage. So after this, you will do / no CUM and not cumulative. So let's see when we run this what we get. You run it and you get only the frequency and the percentage. Now you don't have the cumulative percentages or the cumulative frequencies. You don't want the cumulative results. So this is a cleaner, these are cleaner tables basically with the frequencies and the percentages. So there are many things that you can do inside the proc frequency. We'll be looking into those procs later again, but a good resource is always the SAS Institute website. They have a lot of documentation on the different procedures with examples, and we'll see some other examples as well. Okay, so SAS has so many capabilities and options that even if you want to, you will not know all of them. But there's always where to search for more information.